guys, this is Jessica with Tiny Worlds of Wonder, and today we're here to unbox a really cool diamond painting that I think several of you have probably seen from other diamond painters. But when I saw this one on AliExpress, and I think I've also seen it on Amazon, it really fit my personal taste in diamond paintings, and I was really excited to try it out. So this is from the HomFun Official Store. This is a 60 by 90 centimeter round drill painting. I ordered this painting on February 11th, and I believe it arrived a couple days back on February 25th. So 2 weeks. It took 2 weeks to get here from China. So a nice short shipping time. And this is a very well packaged box. Like, it is coated in tape. So I'm hoping this one shows up in good condition. So let's get into it here a little bit. I think there's something. Oh, no, just a little bit of foam roller down there in the bottom. All right, I love it when I see this. The foam roller. It makes me happy. All right, I'm gonna do some crinkling here so that I can show you the painting that we're about to look at. So this is a diamond painting of a tapestry by William Morris. Now, William Morris, of course, is the famous arts and crafts designer from England. He worked and was most famous in the mid-1800s in England, and he designed all kinds of really amazing tapestries, and this is a reproduction of one of them. So let's take a peek at this. I'm hoping this is going to be just as beautiful as the photo was on AliExpress. That's always our hope, right? All right, whoops, there's one more rubber band. It's really well rubber banded. I know some of you aren't fans of rubber bands when they do that, but if it's tied around a foam roller, I am already happier than I would otherwise be about how it's going to look. Now, this one is so big that we might have to get a little creative here. So nice big long foam roller there. Actually, have to scooch things around a little bit here because this is huge. Now, I'm seeing something on the legend here, and I actually saw it on the picture when I took it out of the box, that has the potential to make me unhappy. It looks like they may have cut the edges of this image off to make the painting, in which case they shouldn't offer it at that dimension if they have to cut the edges off. But I'm going to reserve judgment until I actually see it here. So let's take a peek and see what we've got. I'm hoping at a 60 by 90 that this really detailed painting is going to look okay. There is a ton of small detail in this one. There's no way, because it's 90 centimeters, I would have to get so far away from this to show you absolutely the whole canvas, but I'll show you what I can here today. And of course it's going to be sideways. So let's take a look here. Now, they've done something sort of weird with the paper on the other side. I don't know if you can actually see it, but they have cut the paper so it's a really small piece down here and a bigger piece there. Maybe it was the end of a roll or something. I never know. So I'm going to take a peek under this one real quick. Maybe I'll go this way so we can get maximum exposure of the actual picture. And they've laid the glue over the other side of the paper. So you guys, I know a lot of you experienced diamond painters are gonna know about everything that I show you on this channel. So, but you who are a little more new to diamond painting may not quite know how to handle this. So sometimes they will, when they're laying the double-sided tape on these canvases, actually overlap the tape with the last piece of paper that they laid down, which is really frustrating because you get a line of glue over your paper. Now, in fairness to them, this is a very difficult process, I'm sure, if you're trying to line up a small piece of double-sided adhesive on a big canvas. It still doesn't make me super thrilled, but I understand it. So I'm going to grab my X-Acto knife, which I'm unprepared with. I'm going to disappear just for a second and grab that, and I'll be right back and I'll show you what to do here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just very gently going to score along the edge of the glue that's overlapping the paper, right up against the other side of the paper. Now, of course, whenever you're using an X-Acto knife on or near your canvas, be super careful. You don't want to use much pressure at all because you don't want to cut through it. That would be terrible. I'm going to have to go a little more than that. I was a little too ginger with it that time. Let's see, well, I don't know if I'm very successful in cutting it. I'm actually more successful in just pulling the paper out. Oh, there I'm successful. Okay. So I'm hoping the second layer that I was not really that successful in cutting will actually just lay down flat, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. You try it on camera and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, let's be honest. We're only human here at Tiny Worlds of Wonder. All right, so let's try this half and see if we can get a little more of this picture exposed. This is a big one. I do a lot of big paintings, but I feel like there is somehow a difference between an 80 centimeter and a 90. Like a 90 does feel a lot bigger than an 80 centimeter canvas. It feels bigger than 10 centimeters different. All right, so we've got a pretty good part of this exposed now. And in a way, I feel like, yes, my fear about this has kind of come to pass because I can tell on the edges on each side of this painting that they have stretched it to make it fit these dimensions, and it's cut the edges off. And why they offer it in a size where the dimensions are not right, I'm not entirely sure. So I'm honestly going to do a little bit of thinking about this one. You guys know I've mentioned in other videos how I kind of determine how bad a canvas has to be for me to be unhappy with it. I'm not unhappy with how this canvas looks in and of itself. I mean, the overlapping glue is not ideal, but I don't think it's going to be a big deal. The rest of the canvas is fairly flat. It's got a few crinkles, but nothing is raised or a problem. The thing that I'm really not happy about is just that they have made these borders uneven. They've actually cut off the edge of the image and cropped it in a really odd way. So if this, of course, I purchased this, but but I did purchase it off of a photo on AliExpress that looked a particular way. So I'll think it over, and I may contact the seller on this one and say, hey, you know, the image that you're showing on AliExpress is not actually the image that I received at this size, and see what they say. It was a $42 diamond painting, so a little more on the expensive side, maybe, but it's because it's so big. I'm not ever looking to cheat any seller out of anything, because I know they work hard and they make their product, and they often do a very good job doing that. But we'll see. I'm going to let it percolate. I sometimes have to let things percolate a little bit in my mind. Like, how big a deal is this to me that it's not exactly the way I thought it would be? Sometimes I come to the conclusion that it's actually going to be just fine. And then sometimes I'm like, you know, I'm not going to feel good about that when it's finished. And that's really the kicker. If I'm going to feel good about it when it's finished, then I usually keep it and work on it and try to stay happy with it and enjoy it. But if it's aesthetically, if it's not something I'm going to enjoy looking at, then I might contact the seller, especially if the listing is not exactly the way they indicated that it would be. So, I don't know. Let me know how you guys feel about things like that. I think people have all kinds of different views and opinions on that, and I think they're all just fine and very valid. Are you the kind of person who's like, if this isn't exactly the way they told me it would be, I'm going to be really disappointed and upset? Or are you kind of more of a roll with the punches, make the best of it kind of diamond painter? And like I said, I think both ways are just fine. Takes all kinds in this world. These double sheets. I'm really pretty bad at getting these back down the way they should go. All right, I'm just gonna peel up the other edge of this guy. Flatten that corner out. I have no idea where I'm gonna put this in the meantime until I get it finished. It's huge. They've actually put, I don't know if you guys can see that, they've actually run the glue over the edge of the whole canvas there. It's kind of obnoxious, but it won't matter. It won't matter. All right, get some of our air bubbles out. These big papers, it really is hard to get them right back down the way they should have gone in the beginning. All right, just gonna peel this edge back. Flatten it out. I pulled it back pretty far the first time, so I don't have to do too much flattening there. Go a little bit farther. Like I said, this canvas is in good condition. I'm not seeing any problems with it as far as rivers or bubbling or any of that. And even though, I'll flip it over, maybe you can see the backside condition. There's a little bit of crinkling from the rubber bands they had around it, but I don't think that's going to be a problem at all. I'll just iron it a little bit and it'll be totally fine. So, having a little bit of mixed feelings, not sure completely how I feel about the cropping issue and the kind of weird dimensions that they've created on this painting. So I am going to percolate on that a little bit, and I will let you know. I'll pin a comment below to let you know what I decided to do about that. So I'm going to do an inventory real quick, and then I'll pop back and let you know if I have everything I'm supposed to have and show you some of the drills. Back in a flash. Okay guys, I'm back after doing all the inventory for this painting, and it looks like I have everything listed that I'm supposed to have. There is a little more 310 in this painting than I expected. I definitely was expecting the background to be, I know you guys can't tell the difference probably in the light, but more like the 823 navy color. And I just really have a few 823 and a few lighter blue. But a lot of 310, so I'm hoping the background on this one isn't going to be more black. Well, it's obviously going to be more black than blue, but I hope it comes through that the overall tone is supposed to be blue. So, I don't know. That's unexpected, but like I said, I try to keep an open mind about how it's all going to look when it's done. So, there are some fun colors in this painting. We've got some bright greens, 3348, some bright oranges, 720, and of course lots of like the creamy color that's gonna live in the borders around the edges. So some interesting colors to work with, some really bright reds. So that's all gonna be really fun. Definitely still within my usual muted color palette, sort of jewel tone color palette, but a lot of fun things to work with on this one. So I did go back and look at the listing on AliExpress right after I did the inventory, just to compare the photo they have to the inventory sheet on the canvas, and there definitely is a cropping issue. Now the problem with this painting is that they have so many sizes available for this. If they had, I'll put a link in the description below, and if it's still active you can see. They have a gazillion size options. I probably should have noticed when I saw like a 50 by 70 and a 50 by 80, and then a 60 by 80 and a 60 by 90, that those widths were the same, and therefore probably ordering the larger size would stretch the image, but not necessarily give it more detail. So I feel kind of dumb for not noticing that and not reasoning that out. That part of it is my fault. I do feel like probably they should not offer the 60 by 80 and the 60 by 90 if the 60 by 90 is going to be distorted. So I want to do right by this seller. I'm not going to ask for any money back or anything like that. I'm not going to, rate them poorly because the quality of all of this appears to be really good. But I may contact them and just let them know that little issue is making me not perfectly happy with this canvas, even though, like I said, that really is my fault. Really, and if there was a doubt in my mind, I should have messaged them and asked them, because they are really responsive. This HomFun Official Store is usually very responsive. So that's where that stands. If there's any news on it after this goes up, I'll let you know how that comes out. I don't have any expectation that I'll get a new canvas or anything like that. I'm not going to ask for one. I don't think so. Yeah, I want to do right by people and not just be continually unhappy when the product they've provided is a pretty good quality. So I will keep you posted as always on how this painting is going. We'll do some drill with me's on it so you can see different sections of the painting. Until I see you, spread some joy wherever you are, and I will catch you next time. Bye.